How's it going, everybody? My name is LuckyBunz. In today's video, we're going to be going over a very big announcement in Pokemon Go. The level cap is being increased from level 50 to level 80. So there were some speculations a few weeks ago that we were going to be getting level 60 soon in Pokemon Go, but they just kind of skipped past that. Now, this isn't exactly the level cap increase that most of us were expecting because they're essentially reworking the level up system in Pokemon Go. So even if you're lower than level 40, there's a good chance you're probably going to be moved up in terms of trainer level. So for this video, it's going to be fairly simple. I'm just going to read off the blog post and then I'll give my thoughts and opinions on all of this stuff and also my own personal goals since I have actually kind of refrained from hitting level 50 for a very long time in game. I've stayed at level 46 for years and it was intentional. I just kind of wanted to have that XP bar. There wasn't like a huge benefit to being level 50, at least compared to being somewhere in the level 40 range. Like there's no actual difference. You could still power up your Pokemon to level 50, so I was like, whatever, I just want to have the XP bar to kind of flex my total experience, especially as a free-to-play player. Okay, so let me go over the announcement right now. We're just going to read things off word for word and I'll give my own commentary as we go through this. Trainers, Pokemon Go's leveling up journey is being rebalanced to add more to the experience. On Wednesday, October 15th, 2025, Pokemon Go is going to release an update that increases the level cap from level 50 to level 80. This update will make the leveling up journey more fun and engaging by celebrating leveling up milestones with new rewards, new cosmetics, and more. And with this update, a number of players can expect to jump in level based on their total experience earned. But don't worry, no player is going to go down in level. We're excited to share the initial details on these coming changes for October 15th and we'll announce a special limited time update with experience bonuses and a timed research. So now we're going to talk about the updates in a more segmented approach. So we're going to have this next one here, a more engaging and rewarding journey. Starting on Wednesday, October 15th, all Pokemon Go players are going to embark on a new and more rewarding leveling up journey. To help our community prepare for this updated level progression, we want to share an overview of the coming changes and additional details will be shared in October. Okay, so the first big change that we have here is that the level cap is going to increase from level 50 to 80. Kind of already knew that. The overall leveling curve from level 1 to 80 is going to be rebalanced as well, and players can earn levels more frequently. So basically everything that we've known about Pokemon Go in terms of leveling up and experience is all going to change once this update goes into effect. So whatever level you are right now in Pokemon Go, it's going to be irrelevant after October 15th. Taking a look at the next bullet point, it says tasks for level up research for levels 41 to 50 are going to be removed, and instead we're going to get new level up research tasks that are going to be added for levels 71 to 80. So it doesn't really seem like these are going away. Instead, they're just kind of getting revamped, and essentially what was 41 to 50 is now just going to be 71 to 80. That is my understanding of this. I'm not entirely sure how much experience is going to be required between those levels. I would have to imagine that once this level up increase goes into effect, everyone who already has enough experience to be at level 70 is just going to start there. And then you would just have to go through it like you would again for like level 41 to 50, except this time it's going to be from level 71 to 80. Now it does also mention that for players level 70 or higher, they're going to have an increased chance of becoming lucky friends with other players, which I think is actually really cool. And especially for myself, I haven't been getting as many lucky friends recently, so hopefully this change is going to help things out. Now we don't really know how boosted that's going to be. They're saying it's going to be increased, but again, after recent events in Pokemon Go, I don't necessarily have a whole lot of faith. It could be like a 0.5% increase. We really have no idea. Maybe like a 1% increase, right, at level 70. We'll have to find out later on once this actually goes into effect. Okay, next up it says new rewards are going to be added to the level up progression, like increased storage capacity for Pokemon, items, and gifts. That is really, really cool and exciting. I want to see what they're going to do with that. Like maybe as you level up, you're going to get, you know, maybe a storage upgrade or a bag upgrade, or I mean, just being able to send more gifts or even hold more gifts is actually pretty cool. And then it also mentions that there's going to be new avatar items starting at level 25. So I think this has definitely been something that's long overdue. Like, for example, when I started playing Pokemon Go in 2016, you know, there weren't a whole lot of things going on. We didn't have shiny Pokemon, we didn't have shadow Pokemon, costumes. You know, there was a lot of stuff that got added in over the years. And so kind of starting the game off at like 300 Pokemon storage and then 350 item bag space. Nowadays, I feel like it's a lot harder, especially if you start off free to play and you're going to stay that way, to progress throughout the game, keep the meta relevant Pokemon, keep some of the cool Pokemon like shinies. I mean, you're gonna run into storage problems, even if you are trying to upgrade your storage as frequently as possible, getting those daily 50 Pokecoins. Now, I do want to add, it would be really nice if we got a Pokecoin rework system as well, at least just being able to earn more Pokecoins in game. I think at this point in the game's cycle, I mean, we should have some other options in there, if not just kind of raising the limit on gyms, because, you know, back in 2016 or between 2016 to 2017, we could get potentially 100 Pokecoins every single day. Now, of course, that got dropped down to 50 Pokecoins, and it's been that way ever since 2017, so it's been like that for the last 8 years. Therefore, I don't really expect them to change anything anytime soon, and, especially with Scopely taking over, they probably don't want to give players more ways to earn free coins in-game, because they want them to spend the money. Next bullet point says, based on previously earned experience, some players may automatically jump in level on October 15, so we kind of touched on that earlier. Those players are going to receive rewards associated with reaching those levels at the time, so details about which players will jump in level and by how many levels will be shared later. So basically what that means is that whatever level you do end up jumping to, you're going to get all those bonuses and items and stuff retroactively, which is pretty nice. Now it does also finally mention that no players will go down in level, but the amount of experience needed to reach the next level may change depending on your current level. Taking a look at the next part of this blog post, it says, what will your legacy be? By Tuesday, October 14th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. local time, all players are going to receive a special medal commemorating their highest level achieved, so between 1 to 50. Also, trainers who have reached level 50 can show off their level 50 jacket and an all-new avatar pose highlighting this achievement. So when we got the level cap increase to level 50 from level 40, I believe that was in 2020, we also got a special legacy badge, and then we also got a special avatar item, which was, I believe, a Gyarados hat, to kind of show off that you actually hit level 40 before the level increase. So while we are going to get a new avatar pose and a new special medal for this update, I mean, we're basically just going to have all the items that were originally for the level up rewards just be legacy now. So in terms of the legacy items, we're going to have the level 41 glasses, the level 43 pose, level 45 hat, level 47 pose, level 49 boots, and then of course the level 50 jacket, which is probably the coolest of these items. So I think for anybody who is actually going to try to push for level 50 before October 15th, that special medal and the level 50 jacket is going to be the coolest thing you guys can actually acquire. Now I have to imagine going from level 71 to level 80 is also going to give us some new items, so we might get some new trainer outfits, we might get some new poses, stuff like that. And I also have to imagine that level 80 is not going to be the end of all this. I think we're eventually going to make our way up to level 100 in Pokemon Go. Now here's the thing though, are we also going to have Pokemon levels changed in Pokemon Go? And the answer to that is actually no. Pokemon levels are going to stay the exact same, so I'm not entirely sure how they're going to rework that part of the system in terms of when you can start powering things up, because before, it was always 10 levels above your trainer levels. So for example, level 30 players could actually power up their Pokemon all the way to level 40. And that was actually something that they changed back when we got the level cap increase to level 50. So I don't entirely know what's going to happen, but I guess really nothing's going to happen if you get to a high enough trainer level. Just assume you can still power up your Pokemon. All the battle mechanics and everything is going to be the same, which I think was a smart approach to this level up system, at least a new level up system, because if we got like level 60, for example, and we had like a new power potential that we could get to, it would really mess things up in terms of PvP, which I think a lot of players would complain about, at least like a lot of competitive players would complain about. I don't think most players in Pokemon Go would really care that much. So I think that was definitely a good decision right there. It's just going to be trainer level by itself, and really we're probably going to find out a lot more information as it gets released over the next couple of weeks, and then even closer to October 15th. So I did want to touch on that as well, because I know that question is going to be asked down below. Now we do have one more thing to go over as far as the blog post, and that's going to be prepare for the coming change in the XP celebration event. So this event is going to run from August 25th at 1 p.m. to October 14th at 11:59 p.m. local time. So basically this event is going to be running for the next month and a half, which is pretty solid, and these bonuses are going to stack on top of the other event bonuses, which I think is really, really good. Now the most important thing I'm looking at here is the 2x catch experience from nice, great, and excellent throws. For those of you unfamiliar, an excellent throw is going to give you 1,000 experience, 2,000 experience with a lucky egg. With this 2x catch experience bonus, that means with a lucky egg you can get 4,000 experience from every single excellent throw. Now let's say for example we have a calm day between now and October 14th with a 3x catch experience bonus. Well, that's going to be 6,000 experience for every single excellent throw, and with a lucky egg that's going to be 12,000 experience, not including all the other catching bonuses you're also going to be getting. So the experience you can just get from that alone, even if you didn't use a lucky egg, is gonna be insane. So I have to imagine between the next 6 to 7 weeks in Pokemon Go, we're gonna have tons of events with various experience bonuses, and so these are just gonna stack on top of them, which is excellent. Now, we are also going to get 3,000 experience additionally from winning raid battles, and same thing with max battles. And there's also going to be a timed research that I talked about earlier that is going to be available to all trainers who are level 5 and above, and it's going to give trainers a chance to earn over 7 million experience. Now, I'm not entirely sure if you can lucky egg this experience, but I want to say it's leaning more towards yes, because based on how things are set up in Pokemon Go, if you lucky egg the experience you get from special research, it does actually double it. So, as far as this task goes, just know that could potentially be 14 million experience, which even if you're like a lower trainer level right now, that could push you past level 40. I mean, you only need 20 million experience to hit level 40. You need 176 million experience to hit level 50. Now, another really important update is for anybody who's gonna have to go through level 47 and isn't really worried about the experience here, right? Because that level of requirement was time gated. You originally had to explore 25 kilometers in a week, 8 different times, so essentially 2 months of doing that. But now they're going to update it so you only have to do it twice. Therefore, if you are like really close to level 47, try to hit that as soon as possible. If you can do that before October even starts, you should theoretically be able to hit level 50, right? Because that's the biggest roadblock right there. Now, there are going to be a few other tasks that might take you some time to get done. For example, 50 lucky trades, that's going to be a big one for a lot of players. Even 1000 excellent throws, like if you're not good at excellent throws, that can definitely take you quite a long time. Now, from my perspective, as someone who's been playing this game free to play for the last 9 years, the best way to earn experience without having to spend any money in the game is going to be to add as many friends as possible and focus on those friendship experience bonuses. Like, obviously best friends are going to give you a ton of experience, but a lot of people kind of neglect how much experience you get from good friends, great friends, or even ultra friends. And the time it takes to actually get to those levels are significantly less. So obviously when it comes down to, this time frame here, getting to Ultra Friends is probably the most reasonable way to go about it. That's only going to take you 30 days. So literally, if you start right now, you can get a bunch of Ultra Friend experience. And even for the people that kind of are bad at gifting, you can only focus on getting them to Great Friends, which is only going to take you 7 days. Try to stack a bunch of them up, and then drop a lucky egg, redeem all that experience, and then go and add a bunch more people after that. If you literally do this and you focus on sending as many gifts as possible, you can send 100 a day, by the way, and you can open 30 gifts a day, which means you can essentially go through and farm a ton of friendship experience all at once, and you can do this multiple times between the next 6 to 7 weeks in Pokemon Go. So I'm going to leave a few links down below to a few different websites and resources where you can actually add people in Pokemon Go. Strongly recommend going to Pokemon Go Friends. It's probably the best place to actually just add random people. You can also go through PokeGenie as you're hosting lobbies. You're going to get experience adding those people just to host the raids that you have. Now, the second best way, in my opinion, is going to be from your nice, great, and excellent throws. Even if you're not that good at excellent throws, try to focus on the great throws for a little bit, get your catching efficiency down, and then definitely try to work on the muscle memory for those excellent throws. Use Nana Berries, that makes the Pokemon stop attacking you, so then you can really focus on landing that excellent. It's definitely helped me out a lot personally, so I would strongly recommend doing that. I'm gonna have a full guide video updated because I think the last time I did a level up experience guide was like back in 2020. So clearly there's a lot of new ways to get experience in this game. I think for, pay to play players, obviously doing as many raids as possible, as many max battles as possible, that's gonna get you a ton of experience right there. You can also double the rewards at the end screen as well to get even more experience. There's lots of good ways, especially for pay to play players, but for free to play players, you gotta really focus on those friendship experience bonuses and those excellent throws. And I'll also try to make a video going over the level 41 to level 50 level up requirements for anyone who's going to be pushing for level 50. I think a lot of those tasks can actually be kind of difficult, and I've gotten so many comments over the years about people being stuck on certain ones. I'm pretty sure based on my own experience, I could give you guys a ton of helpful tips and tricks to help you guys speed through those as fast as possible. And given that we only have 6 to 7 weeks to actually get to level 50 before this update, those are probably going to be really beneficial. So I'll try to get that stuff out as soon as possible. Give me some time to put it all together. Now, of course, with all that being covered, let me know your own thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you guys have any video ideas or content that you would like to see on this channel, let me know about that as well. I'll definitely try my best to put together the best guide videos I possibly can, because I understand, like most Pokemon Go YouTubers out there, they all spend money on this game like extensively. So it would probably be helpful to have the perspective of somebody who's been playing this game free to play for a long time to really give you guys a more realistic approach on how you can actually get as much experience as possible without having to spend a ridiculous amount of money doing so. Now, over the years, I've definitely gotten a lot of comments from people asking what task I've actually been stuck on at level 46, because of course, most of the level up tasks, you're gonna probably progress through them normally just by playing the game. But there are certain tasks that are more like challenges, in which case you can intentionally keep yourself stuck if you just want to keep that experience bar, which in my case I did. So the task that I was stuck on was win a 3-star raid battle using only Pokemon of 1500 CP or less, essentially Great League eligible Pokemon. So I'm gonna go and finally complete this today. It has been a long time coming. I'm personally kind of excited. I told myself I wouldn't do this until we got the level cap increase in Pokemon Go, and I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't think it was going to happen this year. I know people were speculating level 60, but I was like, it's too soon. You know, people need more experience in this game. People got to get to higher trainer levels, but then they just decided to rework the entire system, and that was a big curveball. I did not expect that at all. I'm gonna work through this right now, get to level 47, then I'm gonna have to do like a bunch of different buddy tasks, I think, from level 47 to level 48. I'm gonna be time gated at 2 weeks, so in 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna hit level 48, and then we'll go through the next level up, and then the next level up after that, which I believe from 49 to 50, that's gonna be 1,000 Excellent Throws. I'm probably going to try and do a video similar to Trainer Club because he did like all 1,000 Excellent Throws in a day. I might try and get some assistance for that, actually try and hire somebody to actually help me film that video because that would be really cool to do. And I already know that I can do it. Like skill-based wise, I know that I can get that done. It's just kind of filming myself doing the Excellent Throws can be a little bit tricky, so we'll see what I can do in terms of all that. May or may not make a vlog style video going over that stuff because I think it could be really fun, but I'll definitely need some assistance, so we'll have to see if I can actually get some people to help me out with that. Now I think some people are probably going to ask me if I have 35 platinum medals, right? Because that's like a really important thing you have to get before you hit level 50. That's the thing that actually roadblocks a lot of people, and that's because platinum medals take a long time to get. I mean, even if you got a bunch of them in Pokemon Go, like getting 35 is a pretty difficult thing to achieve. So I've been well past 35 for a long time. I'm very much good on that front. It's literally just going through the other level up tasks and getting them done as soon as possible. I really can't imagine hitting level 50 is going to take me more than a few weeks from now. So we're going to have to see what happens. I do actually have a friend who's going to be pushing for level 50 with me, and we'll have to see how she ends up doing, but I think it'll be pretty fun to have someone to actually go through this stuff as well. So anyways, guys, that pretty much wraps things up for this video. I'm really excited to push for level 50 finally. It has been a long time coming, and I'm so excited to kind of share my progress with you guys throughout the next couple of weeks. Otherwise, that pretty much covers things for this video. If you guys have any thoughts or opinions, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you all real soon in the next one.